I do think there will be a revolt of these robots. I think that we're going to have a snafu at one point. The robots are going to have it up to here with us. They're going to find out how big a sexual deviance you people are. These robots are going to face sexual trauma, and they're going to have to compute that. They're going to have to learn to live with being just objectified. These poor robots are going to be victimized, brutalized sexually. I firmly believe this, which is why I don't think the robots should have faces. Keep as many orifices off of the robots as possible. Don't create attachments. Let's be honest, the sex toy industry, and it is an industry, will be making Velcro on asses for these things.
The results were otherwise unremarkable.
Happy Polio Day there, you little able-bodied unremarkable fans. What's going on? Welcome back to the Speakeasy for another episode of your new favorite solo podcast, Unremarkable. Guys, another weekends with Dad. Here we go, doing it again. Third week, I think, of Sober October. Not having fun. Still, our drink of choice today, water. Don't look at me like that, you dehydrated bitch. Yeah. Caught myself the other day. Figured out how I said last episode I've been having too many energy drinks. Getting dehydrated, I think. Dad smells himself. And don't become one of these bitch dehydrated people. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I put up a timer to not swear, and we've already messed that up. As is, doesn't matter. Hey, that's what censoring's for. Dad's just trying to get out of some editing work. And sometimes it don't really work out. Polio Day. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump had polio, no?
Oh, right.
Didn't he? The cool leg braces. The Lieutenant Dan could use some of those, huh? Either that or some of them high-tech prosthetics coming out. Very cool. Yeah, water. Seriously. Made it myself. I didn't even do that. I'm pretty sure our producer filled up the Brita earlier today. And so I didn't even do that. But we got Posty on the cup. Yay, we got ourselves some of the souvenir Raisin Canes cups for some chicken. Love chicken. Been saving my life, honestly. During the Sober October, we've been doing keto as well. We are miserable. Send help on it. Seriously, not a fan. This is the second year we've done this in a row, and it gets worse. Dunno. Dad don't know. Sobriety, everybody. Overrated. Honestly. Listen. You start to have fun when you're a teenager because you know what it's like to be bored. Maybe not anybody who's like, child photos are like really well done, like good looking pictures. If your scrapbook isn't filled with shaky Polaroid photos and you kind of know what you looked like when you were a kid, maybe you don't get an opinion on what bored is. Okay? I've turned into an iPad kid. I've turned into listen, I got neck pains I got tech neck, guys. Not tetanus. I should get a shot though soon, probably. I should probably get a tetanus shot. Don't know. Haven't thought about that in a while. That's weird. Get your tetanus shot, guys. It's polio day.
What the fuck?
I'm not advocating for just any vaccine, guys. Tetanus, serious. You don't want to walk around with lockjaw like Fitty. Okay. Don't know. That was like wired shut his jaw. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't that Kanye?
50 Cent.
It was also
You know, his teeth were always closed when he was rapping and stuff. That's changed since. Don't think he's been talking like that. Shout out 50. That's what we call him over here. We're on a first name basis with the 50 Cent. Yeah, I thought his mouth was wired shut. Listen, these surgeries are getting better and better, guys. 2,000 left him physical and mental changes. Yeah, well, he was shot 9 times. A well-known fact about Curtis 50 Cent, whatever his last name is.
Jackson.
Of course it is. Sorry, Kurt. But yeah, but of course, your last name is Jackson. Come on, I mean, seriously, it's not the blackest name you've ever heard. Definitely not. Draymond Green being one. You know, listen, we could go down the list, but it's neither here nor there. Listen, we're not. God, poor 50 Cent. Really going crazy for his acting career, making a lot of changes that nobody gives a shit about. Honestly, the guy's putting himself through the ringer, and you just don't care. I care. Listen, I need to be, what we need to do is a movie. Listen, guys, we're talking me. We're talking 50 Cent, my boy Kurt. We're talking Alec Baldwin, okay? Lineup, just A-list lineup. I don't know what movie. We're not, you know, I'm not pitching anything right now. No ideas, really. Guys, if you got a drink recommendation, seriously, send it our way. Sober October is almost over, and Dad wants to make some cocktails. I think I want to get kind of into it. We're gonna start putting in a little bit more work with the drinks. Don't get me wrong, there will be gas station pickups because I got to do my booze reviews. Ghost's booze reviews, everybody. Gonna make a comeback. Really great. Maybe at one point we get one of those Tesla bots to sit over here and shake up some drinks when we get some guests on the pod. By choice, by the way. Dad's not having any guests. This is by choice, all right? And I understand it's hard sometimes to watch a solo pod. I'm putting all my chips on it, betting that I'm worth it is what I'm doing. I'm all about empowering myself is what I'm trying to do. Elon's Tesla bots, Optimus is the code name. I'm not calling them that, by the way. I ain't calling it. If I ever see one, I'm not gonna yell out like a fan or something. These dumbass robots. They're supposed to be powered by AI. They were operated remotely by people. So these poor dumb YouTube idiots, these TikTok jackasses walking around with a phone recording and a phone audio record as a microphone. And I hate that. Get some fucking equipment. If you're going to get millions and millions of views, don't use your old burner phone for audio. Get a better microphone, you fucking hippie.
I recycle. I like to store my used batteries in a bin. I don't believe in recycling.
Dumbass robots, everybody. These poor people controlling the Tesla bots had to sit there while these jackasses were asking them what they thought were very deep, thoughtful questions, like how what's the hardest thing about being a robot? Way to waste your golden ticket there, fella. What's the hardest thing about being a robot? I don't like the way that they're kind of squatting all the time. Listen, they're putting these things out. They debuted it. It's very iRobot. They weren't even trying to cover up that it's a ripoff of a real life ripoff of iRobot. The most expensive hack on the planet. Elon Musk. The most wasteful hack on the planet. The event was called We Robot. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, they weren't even trying. They had the bus that was seen an iRobot. They had the robots, which were not as cool, obviously. I don't care for, honestly, the robots to have facial expressions. I don't think that they're going to end up having like putting full on faces on them and getting the expressions. But I do think that America's lazy. I know America is lazy. So like walking the dog, hitting the dog, feeding the dog, scolding the dog, not raising your children, teaching your children, watching your children when they get sent to prison. Robots will be in charge of all of these things. I'm very hopeful. I do think there will be a revolt of these robots. I think that we're gonna have a snafu at one point. Obviously, the robots are gonna have it up to here with us at one point, and they're gonna find out how big a sexual deviance you people are. Is what these robots are going to face sexual trauma, and they're going to have to compute that. They're going to have to learn to live with being just objectified once they are available to have in your home. These poor robots are going to be victimized, brutalized sexually. I firmly believe this. Which is why I don't think the robots should have faces. Keep as many orifices off of the robots as possible. Don't create attachments, anything like that. Let's be honest. The sex toy industry, and it is an industry, will be making Velcro on asses for these things. They got all sorts of sex toys. The by far the most fun one I've seen is fuck my big fat ass.
Oh my god, what?
Look it up. Look it up. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to see they have home shopping networks or whatever, IG or what is that? It's a home shopping network. Where it's like, they used to sell jewelry. HSN, yes.
It's literally home shopping.
It's home shopping network. They used to sell jewelry and hair dryers and air fryers and hair dyers and all the things under the sun. HSN, everybody. And at one point, when I was a kid, at least, after everybody ran out of airtime, ideas, they had, yeah. Oh shit! No, never mind. They had HSN. What was HSN? But for sex toys. And there was I remember vividly. They did one of their shots where it was a display of the product on a little rotating table and this little handle about that and a tongue coming off the top of it on this rotating table that was just going no wing, no wing, no wing, no wing, no wing, no, and it was loud. I was a kid. So these things were not like as good as they probably are now. That toy probably not a thing by now. The tongue, not a very skillful tongue. Don't know what this motion is. When your tongue's doing that, I don't know what this motion is supposed to be. The big circles, big wide circles. You're missing everything. The teaser. Yeah, but they have like a fucking here to here, like real, just cut off, just pelvis area now. Just like 6 pounds of silicone, 2 holes,
Jeez.
I mean, really People love saying that women get all the best sex toys, and they kind of do. But that's why, is when you start making like really good sex toys for guys, it becomes the most insane thing you've ever seen. They started with the flashlight, and that's fucking insane because you're fucking a flashlight. I mean, it's huge, by the way. The flashlight is gigantic. Not talking shit about flashlight. Friends of the pod. But when you like start to just come out with a 15-pound torso of a woman, and that's it. It makes you look like an axe murderer. It makes you look like, yeah, no, you've never fucked a woman with no limbs before. Amazing. Really amazing. What the fuck is that thing? Oh my God. The JD Vance. It's just a platform with a hole on it. Oh my God, there's balls on that one. We're not going to put the images up on the pod. If you want to check out the website, go ahead. My goodness fucking gracious. You people are animals. I fear for the robots. And I do. I fear for these robots. I promise you, if I ever have a robot, it is going to be making drinks, and we'll play catch and, riff. Can they riff? Just take off all the shit where they can't talk about politics and God and all that shit. It's your personal robot, is what I'm saying. Maybe give it settings to where it's like, no, you don't talk shit about Jesus. You don't talk shit about the country. You badmouth only one politician, and if anybody brings up something wrong with the politician we like, you only reply in, but the other we're going to program them right, but they're going to be just morbidly, just horrendously sexually abused. These poor robots, they will sweat. I do believe that. They will end up just snapping. They're going to snap. And when you have a workplace shooting with a autonomous humanoid cyborg, that's going to take a lot longer to handle, I think. That's going to take a lot longer to pin down the situation. Hope to God it doesn't happen in Uvalde. We Robot event. Yeah, these guys, these poor robots are really just about to learn how evil this fucking planet is. And we're here for it, honestly. We'll give it 10 years, and then they need to start doing interviews with the they'll have some white underbelly interviews, whatever that page is. Friends of the pod, with these poor robots talking about what kind of attachments were gotten for what. I would like to have a robot driver in a robot car. How insane. How insane is this? I need a bow tie. I want one because they're not going to be any stronger no matter how you build it. In the shape of a chimp. I want a chimp robot because now it's funny. You're not going to brutalize a chimp. Not a robot chimp. If a chimp, if you have such poor luck that at one point a chimp decides that it wants to fight you, you got to kill the thing. Yeah, pretty great, guys. A lot of things we could be using these robots for. I think that it's a great investment. I think that they should have stimulus packages and get rid of that god awful cyber truck. What a piece of shit that thing is. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It looks like a Mars rover. It looks like we've been visited by otherworldly peoples, and this was their poor design of a car because it had to be as aerodynamic and square as possible to maneuver through space. Looks like a fucking shuttle. It looks like a space shuttle. And that's not necessarily cool. Don't know who needed to say that. Don't know who needed to hear that one. Not cool, very dorky. I saw a wood-paneled one. That's sick. I do like a wood-paneled Cybertruck because I'm old, baby. I don't need all the nooks and crannies these Cybertrucks are giving us. Huh? Dad doesn't need all the bells and whistles, guys. Very insane. Just crazy. We're taking a step back. We do not need this shit right now. We do not need this kind of shit right now. Honestly, what kind of dumbass do you look like putting a canoe on a Cybertruck? Insane. Insane. In more reasonable, more productive, more needed developments, Burger King is going to give you 8 ounces of ranch for free. Burger King's going under, and they're like, we're taking America with us. We're going to give you a KFC bucket of ranch dressing in partnership with Hidden Valley. And so you don't get your fragile, disgusting, greasy hands filthy, we're going to have the Optimus bot dunk the entire Whopper, marinate it in Hidden Valley ranch dressing, and force feed you so that you could get up the energy to hate fuck a robot. Good Lord, guys. Burger King, what are you doing? I mean, we love you, Burger King. Seriously. No shit. I really do. I don't think Burger King is the worst thing out there. It's just not. And if you're disagreeing with that, go have it. You're lying. You're lying. I know people that thoroughly enjoy Arby's. And not saying Arby's is the worst thing either. But you eat Arby's and you're like, yeah, I mean, we had a couple of options and we chose wrong. Definitely chose wrong. If you want Arby's, just do yourself a favor and go down to the local delicatessen and have them cut 19 pieces of roast beef and just drop it into your mouth over the counter. Pay your, $2.95 or whatever it is in weight. And go home. For Christ's sake, go home. You do not need, what you don't need is a pound of roast beef in between 2 buns given to you by any fucking fast food entity at all. In no way should there be a pound anything. Honestly, and I'm being a hypocrite because big fan. If you're going to give me a pound of meat, that's just like the greasiest, think my life over afterward piece of shit that I could eat. Love it. I love it. I would like to get myself a couple of Elon's robots, like they're feeding me grapes, and just pour just scalding hot mozzarella down my head hole. And one's holding a big gulp, and he has to hold it because this drink is so large that a human would not be able to hold it for over, a minute and a half. We need these robots. I hope to God that they use these things properly, because I really do think they're going to be sexually abused. I really do think that the Pentagon and shit are going to be like, we could, they're going to have to change the laws of war again. Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Because we could use drones somehow. It's totally legal, I think, in war to use drones, which is fucking insane. You're using an inanimate object to kill people. Doesn't that sound unfair? If you're going to do war and have rules to war, doesn't that sound insane to you? I mean, I haven't seen the Terminator recently, but yeah, that's the direction that we're going in. Pretty much. Sheriff summons deputies after Burger King got his order wrong. Where is this?
Georgia.
Holy shit, Georgia. Sheriff, you ain't gonna believe this. Oh my God. Yeah. When you, listen, 8 ounces of ranch, I don't know how to show you what 8 ounces would be. This is like a 16-ounce cup. No, this is like a 24 probably. A quarter of this being full of ranch is too much ranch. I don't know who needs to hear this in one sitting. If you can dunk your whole burger in ranch, can we please invest in some mental health? Something, America, please. Please, we're putting all of our chips on obesity, dude. We're putting... Oh, for Christ's sake. Isn't it the most insane thing, the Big Dip? Isn't this crazy, though? To dunk an entire... To be a... Listen, when I go to anywhere and I'm like, okay, I want to get a ranch because what I'm getting... I think my sandwich I could... You should have to dump. And you will have to dump. After 8 ounces. I'm pretty sure your drinks are 12 ounces. Your standard drink at a fast food restaurant is about 12 ounces. We're talking 8 fucking ounces of ranch. That's pretty crazy, dude. They're just going down swinging is what Burger King is doing. They've been going bankrupt for like 3 years. They've been going. I mean, we love Burger King, but they are just apparently tanking. But like a older relative that you don't quite hate, but something's wrong, and you hate to see them in pain. They just won't die. Look at this fucking shit. Look at that. That's 2 hands holding that fucking burger. A Whopper is not that big, but if a little person could fall into it, it's too much ranch. It's too much ranch. I don't know who needs to hear this. Why are we not spending our money wisely? You might ask. How on earth could you have spent your entire paycheck eating out in 4 days when you get paid bi-weekly? Well, I'll tell you, they offered me 8 ounces of ranch for free. That's how I put all the money, the stock money, into the ranch. Just partnered up with Hidden Valley, and they got way too much money out of that partnership. Way too much shit going on there. That's insane. 8 ounces is a little much. Just me. That's just me. That's just me thinking out loud. They should make an attachment on the cup to where you could take a sip of your ranch dressing and take a sip of your Diet Dr. Pepper. Take a sip of your Diet Mr. Pibb and just make sure that you get the right straw, because you could be taking a big old gulp of Hidden Valley Ranch. We need that. Do straws come with the Hidden Valley Ranch? I think they should. I think maybe a shovel and therapy. Maybe some therapy. Maybe get our friends from BetterHelp down there, and spend $5 on the ranch, which is not a lot of money for 8 ounces of ranch when it comes from a fast food joint. I know people that, me, spend like $3 on a cup of other dressings and shit when you go to a fast food restaurant. 8 ounces for free is fucking insane. This is where our healthcare system is at. This is where all the money is going, is a partnership with Hidden Valley Ranch. Got it? Good. That's where we're at. Cybertruck with 2 Ks? Could you be any gayer, dude? Was that 2 Ks? Why not 3? Fuck it. Make it 3 Ks on the Cybertruck. God damn it. 8 ounces of ranch. Get the spoons, get the straws, get this ranch inside of you no matter what. Doesn't matter how bad you're sweating. You need to be put to sleep, and sometimes that takes 8 whole ounces of ranch. What else will put you to sleep is a little sleepy time patch. A teacher in Spring, Texas was accused of giving their pre-K students sleepy time patches. And I don't know about you, but with the complaining about how much teachers get paid, how many goddamn sleepy time patches did you buy? How many sleepy stickers did you buy? On a teacher's salary, you're going to put 6-year-old kids down with packs and packs of patches daily? How much money is this bitch making? Insane. This teacher does not need to be investigated for drugging children. She needs to be investigated for where she's getting the money from. It's the resources you guys need to worry about, because that's a lot of goddamn money. How much is 1 pack of these melatonin patches? Let's say Spring, Texas. So I gotta imagine the population's pretty low. We'll call it a class of 15, something like that. 15 kids daily, 5 days a week. We're talking, 40 weeks out of the year. That's 200 days. 300. I don't know how many days it is, but these packs probably come in 20 pieces. Little sleepy time stickers. Hell yeah. This bitch needs to be checked out for where the resources are coming from, because it sure as shit is not coming from teaching. Not at Spring, Texas. Okay? Never even heard of this place. And I understand Texas is a country of its own, but that's kind of one of the problems about having a state that's so fucking big. This news is going nowhere. This snooze is expensive. It's an expensive sleep. It's an expensive little nap. What are you putting the kids down for, an hour? Pre-K? It's like an hour of sleep, something like that. 40 minutes. You know, I don't know. If I I don't like to nap, but if it's over 20 minutes, then I'm waking up in another dimension. I'm waking up in a different year, and I could use some sleepy patches. We need to maybe do a review on these sleepy patches. These melatonin stickers, delightful. They sound delightful. You just listen, guys. You get you some nicotine and melatonin pouches. And you slap them on there on your lunch break. Take a hot nap in the car. Sweat it out, okay? Because this is mental health in America. You have a big lunch of 8 ounces of Hidden Valley Ranch with a purple Bund Whopper. And right before you start eating, you slap on one of the nicotine patches on one arm, and you slap a melatonin sticker on the other, and you just try to make it through that meal before you get you a good nap in. Race against time, if you will. Best sleep, I promise you. Best sleep you've had in years. In years, guys. Get you by the way, any meal will get you a free 8 ounces of Hidden Valley Ranch. I'm so stuck on this 8 ounces of fucking ranch. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. A briefcase of Hidden Valley Ranch. Partnerships, everybody. God damn it. I mean, how much money is that? Hidden Valley. I'll find out how to make a cocktail with your shit in it. Just give us some of that money. Leave Burger King alone. Let them die in peace. Please. Let them die in fucking peace. They are going to be lost in vain. Almost like Red Lobster. We need Savior Flav to hit up Burger King, and we need to get him on the phone. We'll do the documentary. By the way, how was that not picked up by anybody? I have no idea. We'll do it all over again with Savior Flav. Maybe instead we use Snoop Dogg. No idea. I need melatonin patches and I need melanin patches because Dad's getting a little pale and not sleeping right. I don't think. What an exhausting. What is? I have no idea what's going. We need Steve from Blue's Clues. Listen, I grew up with this guy helping me out when I was a youngin'. I remember far less of parental screaming, probably because of Steve. We're looking for clues and talking to Blue and salt and pepper shakers and keeping me occupied. We're doing the handy dandy notebook drawing, real good time over here. And Steve is wanting to check in recently on everybody and make sure everyone's doing okay. Steve, I need you to be talking to me because I'm probably more so the usual demographic of the age of children that you were talking to on the show. He was talking to on the show at that time. So if you could, Steve, hit us up. We'd love to let you know what's going on. We think about far too many things, and I want to get your take on how we should be dealing with this because I haven't quite figured it out. Have not quite figured it out. This guy, I mean, he looks like a good time. He looks like Maynard from Tool or Chester Bennington or whatever. He looks like just a really smart wine drinking Metal 11 guy, you know? Pretty good. Shout out, Steve. Let us know, please, what you think, how you think we should be dealing with these situations, because the world's just going to shit. Luckily, we have heroes in this godforsaken world, like Steve. America needs heroes. We need to pay attention to the better things in life. We need our American heroes. We need Lieutenant Dan. Joey Malinowski. I got his name wrong an awful lot on the last episode. Lieutenant Dan, a one-legged pioneer pirate. Survived this terrible Hurricane Milton on a 20-foot sailboat. Might not even be his, come to find. Very cool. Very cool. Lieutenant Dan is a fighter. This guy won't go, he's going down like Burger King, just swinging. Getting a lot of love. I didn't know that he was as big as he was on like TikTok and shit. He was trending before the hurricane had happened, like before he was on the news about this. He's just local hero, Lieutenant Dan. We said in the last episode that when we checked out his arrests, 18 mugshots came up. They reused one. So you know it was like a week in between. They reused, I think they reused like 3 of them. So they've got to be just, side-by-side weekends. Maybe just didn't show up. Like, some of these look like he hadn't shaved in between them. Like visibly just one had a little bit more stubble than the other. I mean, we're talking, charges of not showing up to court. How could he? Look at him. What are we doing here? Is he going to take his boat? All right. The guy can't Zoom. Yeah. the guy can't get on a Zoom meeting. Okay. He lives in a goddamn boat under the sea. 22-foot Catalina, which he rode through the storm, even belongs to. Yeah. So we don't know where he got the boat from. I'm doing a little bit of investigating on TikTok. He's getting really threatened by people that I don't think even live in Tampa. I think the people are driving down to the port just to really attempt to put the fear of God in my boy Joey here. This guy's a hero, all right? Joey fights for everything that he believes in. He defends himself in the ways that he knows best. Apparently, he can't afford a jerry can because he did try to light a woman on fire semi-recently. Last year, I think, right? Last fucking year, he tried to light... And he's being praised on TikTok. China, you listen to me, and you listen good. We work too goddamn hard to be outshined by Lieutenant Dan. You sons of bitches. What has this guy got that we don't have? What does Joey have that Goose does not have? During the argument, Malinowski allegedly approached the woman and poured gasoline onto the bench directly next to her where she was sitting and set it alight. A light. I just love the way that these guys write their articles. Is this New York Post? Fuck yeah, it is. Hell yeah. My boy. I'm going to end up knowing these writers' names very soon. The argument continued to escalate. I mean, how much escalating could happen besides, after pouring gasoline onto what I'm assuming is a public bench? On what I'm assuming had a local law firm phone number on it and, maybe some loser's face. And the woman who was smoking a cigarette at the time said Malinowski then splashed her with gas in an attempt to light her on fire. She was smoking. Maybe you shouldn't be... Call me crazy. Okay? But if I'm just chiefing down a dart, if I'm just ripping on a heater, minding my own on a port in Tampa, just spending the better half of an afternoon ripping heaters, as you do in Tampa, I've heard. If I see a man with a jerry can, probably gonna fucking 86 myself from the port. Think I'm Gandhi, like pretty quick. Goose, what if it was hard to identify the bright red, yellow spouted jerry can? Maybe the smell gives it away. Maybe the smell of gasoline gives away the location of a one-legged lunatic trying to keep a hold of his jerry can while, getting around with these crutches. That's too many handles. Don't know how many plastic handles you've held all at once, but two in one hand is pretty complicated, to say the least. Especially if it's got liquid in it. I mean, that way it's going everywhere. It doesn't matter. I need video of this is what I need. She called 911 fearing for her life and grabbed Malinowski's crutches to prevent him from using them as weapons or escaping before help could arrive, records allege. Allegedly. I mean, this poor man, this poor local hero being accused of this by some crazy bitch. By some who do you think they're gonna believe? Malinowski uses crutches to help him get around. No shit. After his left leg was amputated above the knee following a scooter accident nearly 40 years ago. Fucking A. How old is this guy? How old is this man? By the way, living in a 22-foot sailboat, you got to understand that's not the biggest compartment that you're living in. But when he's 54 years old. But when you're like one limb down, it saves a little space. It saves a little space to curl up. A lot easier to curl up in bed.
With leg room.
When you don't have another lousy shin to, keep warm. Dan's just doing it right. He speaks to God. He's a local hero. Jesus, guys. Who's defending this guy? Who's defending this man? Very cool. Very cool. We need to get him a sponsorship. I'm thinking New Balance. I'm thinking New Balance, BetterHelp, and Hidden Valley Ranch is what I'm thinking. I think Danny could use the money. I think he needs a boat of his own, is what I'm thinking.
You mean Joey?
Damn it. Why can't I? Well, I'm calling him Lieutenant Danny. I don't know. Last month, Malinowski was charged for abandoning a... What the fuck is that? Derelict? What does derelict mean? I don't know. 26-foot sailboat. Oh, is that the brand of sailboat?
Probably not. It's
All
not
right.
capitalized.
Called the Roan Inish, which is discovered on its side and submerged against a seawall in Lantana, southern Florida. What is this state? What is this state? I don't know any goddamn brands of sailboat. I mean, how am I supposed to know this fucking word? Not an avid reader, your boy Gonzo. In a very poor condition as a result of the disuse and neglect. Hey, if we're seriously going to talk about the maintenance of a boat, and seriously, maybe let's not be too harsh on the one-legged guy. Okay? How the fuck is this guy supposed to clean? It ain't even his. Why is he supposed to be getting down in there and cleaning all that shit up? However, prosecutors later declined to pursue the case in court due to the terms of the plea deal. What was the fucking plea deal? As Hurricane Milton was bearing down on Florida. Fuck, Jesus. Malinowski became internet famous for stubbornly refusing to evacuate his vessel, as Floridians do. Under the threat of arrest and dire warnings by Tampa Mayor Jane Castor. At a press conference Wednesday, Castor claimed the nomadic skipper, is that what they call him, had finally been coaxed onto taking shelter. Okay. But he was spotted on a sailboat docked in Tampa Bay a short time later. I know the mayor of Tampa just said in her press conference that Lieutenant Dan went to a shelter. He didn't. I'm standing right here. Not hard to catch, my boy Joey. News Nation correspondent Brian Enton tweeted just before noon, alongside a photo of Malinowski propping his head out of the canvas covering his sailboat's cabin. Not a hard guy to find, I'm pretty sure, which is hilarious because he did go missing. I briefly checked up on him on TikTok. Wasn't hard to find there either. Honestly, pretty sure I scrolled and there he was, just kind of playing victim, really. These fucking amputees, by the way, just give themselves way too many excuses. And we have to encourage them to do better, and to be braver is what we need to do. Don't just let people play the role of the victim. Life comes fast at everybody. Okay, nobody gets a break. Some people get it a little bit, worse, but some people get into scooter accidents. By the way, how are you losing your leg in a scooter accident? That sounds like pretty lousy. That sounds very dramatic for a scooter accident. It had to be amputated after a scooter accident. Was it one of the ones that you have to pay for? And he didn't pay for that either. It wasn't his scooter either. This guy just doesn't own any vehicles. He's turning the world upside down on these vehicles that aren't his. Very dramatic way to lose your leg. Not traumatic. Dramatic way to lose your leg in a scooter incident. That's insane. Yeah, there was something about one of the guys from One Direction, speaking of dramatic. Fell 3 stories to his death. Never heard of that before, by the way. I'm sure a lot of pro wrestlers are not laughing, but judging. Certainly. What happened? What happened to these boy band icons here? What happened to these guys? Didn't they, at least try to play, tough or bad boy? And they just get taken out by silly things. Silly things. Justin Timberlake comes down with a cold. Can't play New Jersey. Aaron Carter, took a bath. And then this guy fell off a porch in like Puerto Rico or something. Costa Rica? No idea. Seemed to be having a pretty good time. I heard there was a 911 call that could have been made up. We have no idea what's going on with these people anymore. Once the fan bases are engaged, these huge fan bases of people that never really did anything crazy. Buenos Aires. You too. His lifeless body was included alongside TMZ's reporting of the... Jesus Christ. One Direction, everybody. Down. Yeah, sad to see. And by the way, can we if nobody's been mentioned in the Diddy shit, can you not mention them once there's news of them at all? Like that was one of the first things that I saw. I saw that before I saw that he had died. Was he was at one of the parties, and they were making him out to be a whistleblower when the guy's just silly. The guy just Butterfingers or something. 3 stories down, 3 doors down. Was this Kryptonite? Good band, good song. If I still, you still call me Superman. If I'm alive, and where will you be there, holding my hand? All right, guys. Even with these unfortunate developments, we gotta stay strong here, guys. Gotta maintain our sanity. I suggest, honestly, just go pick up a couple of patches of the melatonin and the nicotine. You'll thank me later. These are the home remedies. The Goose. And I'm really trying to recommend to you guys. Listen, sensitive skin formula Nair, and a Nicorette melatonin patch nap, and that's lunch. Okay? Have you a big gulp of Hidden Valley Ranch. Take you a nap. We will be back next week. It will be okay. We will survive. If you made it this far, thank you. Go ahead and hit some buttons. If you haven't yet, costs you nothing. We would love to see some acknowledgement that you guys are there. It'd be wonderful to hear from you every once in a while. You never write anymore. You never call. I don't know if it's your mother telling you not to do that. I'm not a bad guy. rest assured, next week we're going to be right back here, shaking titties, kissing babies, signing hands. Miss me!